These 10 terrorists came from Pakistan with only one mission: to kill indiscriminately the people living in the Mumbai. The initial impression was that it was a gang war.
So you were live present when
This
the
group was having a separate particular target place. They installed 4 to 5 TVs and all Indian Hindi channels were on. They were watching the news.
live telecast?
Live telecast. Our agency people have intercepted their conversation. They are hearing, and when our army chopper was coming on that near the Hotel Taj building and Nariman House building, we told our media people, look, you have to give now different pictures.
The 2008 footages that we were seeing were not the live telecast.
No. There are 3, 4, 5 persons were sitting in the control room and they were giving telephonic instructions to the attackers on the mobile phone to interact with this. Police are coming. They were also watching. David Headley was asking through email, बड़ा चाचा का क्या होगा? I asked the David Headley कि बड़ा चाचा कौन? तो बोले हाँ.
Padma Shri Ujjwal Nikam, a towering figure in the Indian legal system, celebrated for his unparalleled success as a special public prosecutor, has handled some of the most high-profile cases in the Indian judicial history. To being a special prosecutor in the 93 Mumbai blasts to 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks, Mr. Nikam is best known for his role in successfully arguing for Kasab's death penalty.
What kind of a terrorist training do they undergo?
They used to deploy young boys whose financial condition is very poor. They are uneducated and they were brainwashed on the ground on the religion. They were given the rigorous training of handling AK-46 rifle, how to bomb blast, like an army training.
In these training camps, it is said that there used to be a major general of Pakistan who used to keep coming to these camps. Who was this individual?
Kasab got up and Kasab said, साहब ये केस आप चला नहीं सकते मेरे खिलाफ. जैसे कि भाई साहब आपके कानून के मुताबिक आप नाबालिग के खिलाफ ट्रायल नहीं चला सकते. Thank you the doctor panel. Doctor had opined. I have examined about 700 to 85 witnesses, and when I examined 166 witnesses, Kasab again stood up and Kasab said, I'm admitting my guilt. It was a big day.
When David Headley was coming to India, he was not just coming for surveillance, but he also wanted to establish relationship with big celebrities and politicians. He befriended Mahesh Bhatt's son, Rahul Bhatt. उन्होंने कहा कि कुछ बड़ा होने वाला है.
कुछ गड़बड़ करने वाला है, सीरूट से ऐसा लग रहा तो था.
K.R. Ramamurthy is the former corporate bank's chairman who was a guest in 520 and he's tied up.
He was tied up. Then he said, मैं तो क्लार्क हूँ. उसको मारा पीटा. फिर then Ramamurthy disclosed his identity. They wanted to have some negotiation with the government with these hostages. But till that time, these hostages ran away from that place and our commandos have rescued them.
There were certain IP addresses that were found which were trailing back to Pakistan, of course, but there was Russia also, there was Kuwait, and there was the United States. Whom were they speaking to in these other countries?
We started intercepting their conversation. The calls were coming from dial code. Kasab used to call me as a Badshah. Kasab has lowered down his head और Kasab ने अपने 2 वोटर ऐसे उंगली पे फिराए. He was the most actor, better, smart actor. हमारे English channel they gave the breaking news. कसाब के आंखों में पानी. आज कसाब को बहन की याद आ गई. I said, आज कसाब ने मटन बिरयानी की मांग की है. क्या कसाब ने मटन बिरयानी की मांग की है? You have heard this? क्या कसाब ने मटन बिरयानी की मांग की है? Breaking news. इस तरह से चैनल पे. अभी सचमुच कसाब ने मटन बिरयानी की मांग की क्या नहीं की? हाँ. ये सिर्फ कसाब को मुझे मालूम.
How was Kasab's conduct in jail?
Very soft, polite. But he's a dramatic person. उसने एक पूड़ी बना के लाई और जज के सामने दी. And he told the judge, sir, मुझे पुलिस पॉइजन दे रही है बोली.
An individual with Z plus security, the second highest level of security in India, it is an absolute honor to have with us on today's 26/11 special legal episode of the Body to Being podcast, the superstar of Indian judiciary, Mr. Ujjwal Nikam. Namaste, sir.
Namaste.
Such a pleasure and honor. Thank you so much for gracing us.
Oh, indeed, it's my pleasure too.
You know, 26/11 is around the corner. So I want to start this segment with what I think everyone would be interested to watch. जो है 26/11. Let's dive straight into it. We have more than 176 lives that were claimed. Countless injured. I think more than 300 people were injured.
10 terrorists and one of the biggest mayhems that Mumbai or India saw. कहाँ से सबकी शुरुआत होती है, sir? Please take us back in time.
Shloka ji, let me say that in fact, it's not only 26/11 attack on Mumbai, but I would say, and I argued in the court of law, it's an waging war against the government of India. See, new dimension, legally, we have projected before the court and we have proved it. These 10 terrorists came from Pakistan with only one mission, to kill indiscriminately the people living in the Mumbai. They have selected places like CST station, Hotel Taj, Oberoi, Nariman House, Kama Hospital, and so on. They were told to kill as many as people just to create a havoc in financial city of this India, so that foreigners should not come. They should not get courage to come back India to invest their money. That was the plan of the ISI. Let me tell you with all responsibility that in the evening at about 9:30 to 10 p.m., immediately people heard the sounds of firing. The initial impression was that it was a gang war. Everybody was, even the police were not knowing how this has happened. And they were under impression that this is a fight between the gangs and some people like news with the flash. I was in Goa on that day because my daughter's marriage reception was there. And I got the call from our intelligence people. So they asked me, Mr. Nikam, are you in Goa? Because they were knowing my program. But when you are likely come back to Mumbai? Mantla, why? No, we want to, because Mumbai is being selected as a target place. And therefore, we have to ask you when you are likely. Tomorrow morning, I'm leaving. Okay, fine. By which flight? I gave my details. And on the next day, morning, I came. I came in Mumbai in 1993 because Mumbai city was rocked by a series of the powerful bomb blast. That is on the 12th March 93. And I was invited by Mumbai police. I was practicing Jalgaon. It is an 8-hour journey. And I was requested by Mumbai police to conduct this case on behalf of the prosecution. Mumbai police were knowing because they were searching after the bomb blast. They were searching that they had to select a person outside Mumbai and who has not conducted any case on behalf of any criminal and gangsters. That was the idea of Mumbai police. And I was working only for the prosecution. I never accepted or defended any criminal till this time. Let me tell you, Shloka ji, I am the only person who always fight against the criminals. And my score is very much high. I send the number of people for the life imprisonment, number of people for the gallows. When I came in the hotel, see, out of curiosity, that time Hotel Taj was hardly 500 meters from my hotel. I was staying in this 3-star hotel. So out of curiosity, I went to Hotel Taj just to see how this incident had been happening.
So you were live present when this was happening?
Yes, actually outside the hotel, not inside the hotel.
Yeah.
But I witnessed how the terrorists, because the TV news were going on, everybody came to know by that time, on the next day morning, these 10 attackers are terrorists and most probably they are from Pakistan. Nobody was aware, nobody was knowing as to who were those 10 persons and why they had come. What was their object in attacking Mumbai city? So I watched the actually attack on the Hotel Taj. Then my bodyguards told me, sir, it will be too risky to hear from this place because the standard we don't know who are inside the hotel, the firing. Yes, you are right. The moment I left, because all the media persons were sleeping, they were monitoring, they were giving their live commentary just near to the Hotel Taj. The moment I left Hotel Taj and when I reached my hotel, the residence which was very near to that place, the terrorists who were attacking Hotel Taj, they did a brush firing on the media people. Immediately, of course, nobody was injured during that time, but they went back and this is I have seen actually. After the investigation, of course, these 10 terrorists were having the mobile phones. These 10 terrorists is divided into 5 groups and each group was having a separate particular target place. Hotel CS railway station is concerned. That was Abu Ismail and this our Ajmal Amir Kasab. They were the two persons. And each pair was having one mobile phone, was given by their handlers. See, they reached at Hotel CST, both these people. In fact, all these terrorists came at Badwar Park by small vessel known as Kuber. Of course, they hijacked that Kuber. And these terrorists got down and from that Badwar Park, they divided and they went to their targeted places.
Why did they choose Badhwar Park?
They have selected Badwar Park because they were given the photographs. This is the safest place for landing. The moment they will come at Badwar Park, nobody will see them. Because very thin locality people were residing near that Badwar Park. And these photographs were given by the David Headley. Later on it was revealed. David Headley, basically the Pakistani national. His original name now I don't recollect exactly.
Daud Gilani.
Exactly, Daud Gilani, who has taken his education in Pakistan. Later on he went to the America, then he changed his name and so on.
I want to hold you here, sir. Daud Gilani, apparently he was also the spokesperson for Yusuf Gilani, Prime Minister at one point of Pakistan.
No.
No?
No,
Okay.
that's not
Okay.
correct.
But he was in high profile positions until that point.
Oh yes, he was in army in Pakistan and later on he shifted to US. And US, he was doing this work. He was doing the work of Al-Qaeda also. Later on it was revealed. And this man was having a close nexus with the Lashkar-e-Toiba, which is known as the Jamaat-ud-Dawa. And this man was told by Lashkar-e-Toiba to visit Mumbai and to send the photographs of the different targeted places.
So one question I have over here is, Daud Gilani changes his name to David Headley.
Correct.
Right? In the US, he applies for a change in his name and passport.
That was approved.
Correct? How can it be approved considering in the US you need a verification? Do you think Pakistan ISI was involved?
See, exactly, I had no idea about it.
Okay.
But he had given certain documentary proof. He was residing in US for a number of years as Daud Gilani. Then he applied for citizenship. Then he was granted. His other friend was also residing in America, who is also basically Pakistan national.
Rana, right? I think.
Yes, Tahaur Hussain Rana. So, this is the story of David Headley. And these people selected, and as per their plan, they went to the targeted places. He came to India, he took photographs of the various places as per the suggestion by the Lashkar-e-Toiba. And I have given the entire plan of the targeted places. And then David Headley visited Mumbai before the attack and even after the attack.
Why after the attack?
See, again, he had a plan to exactly summarize and to take the stock situation. He visited Pune, he visited Delhi, and it seems that there was some plan in a bigger size to attack Mumbai, Pune also.
So he was planning another attack after
Yes,
2008.
that is what was transpired, what has been transpired. But meanwhile, he was captured, he was arrested, apprehended. America was knowing this, and in the plea bargain agreement in Chicago court, he was convicted for 35 years. And after conviction, plea bargain agreement, the important condition that he will not be surrendered or transferred to India or Pakistan. But he can give the evidence. That was one of the conditions between the US government and David Headley.
That was a plea bargain.
That was the plea bargain agreement.
Why? Why couldn't he be
See,
transferred?
because David Headley has accepted all his guilt.
Okay.
And therefore, on that basis, the US court, Chicago court, has convicted him. See, it's a very interesting story. After this terror attack, even after execution of Ajmal Amir Kasab, because we found only one lone surviving terrorist,
Correct.
that is Ajmal Amir Kasab. And thereafter, death sentence was awarded to him by Mumbai Session Court. It was confirmed by High Court. Supreme Court has also confirmed it. President rejected mercy petition and ultimately he was hanged on a particular date. So after execution of Ajmal Amir Kasab, myself and 3 government of India's high official, we went to Islamabad. for interaction with the Pakistani authorities. I was one of the member of the official delegation. We visited the Home Ministry of Pakistan, and our straight question to those authorities was, why you are not arresting Hafiz Saeed, Zakir Rahman Lakvi, who is the master brain behind this terror attack? And you have arrested only petty workers, like the person who had given this Al-Husseini boat on hire. Al-Husseini, because they left Karachi port on a particular date. And when they came near to the Mumbai Indian seas, they hijacked Kuber, Indian vessel, that is a Porbandar vessel. The vessel was from Porbandar. And there were 6 to 7 sailors were on that Kuber. They took all the 6 sailors on Al-Husseini, but they kept one Amar Singh Solanki. He was the navigator of that Kuber.
Was he a part of the Indian Navy?
No, it's an ordinary commercial.
Okay.
So it's not an Indian Navy. Yes,
like a merchant
Navy type.
Okay.
Small fisherman.
Okay.
And when they came near the Mumbai port, they interacted with the satellite phone, with their colleagues who were in the Al-Husseini boat. They had asked what he had done about those Indian 6 to 7 sailors. And they told this Ajmal Amir ke saab कि हम उसको खा गए. तो खा गए means then what you are going to do about your navigator Amar Singh Solanki? Then Ajmal Amir ke saab said, हम भी उसको खा लेंगे. And they killed Amar Singh Solanki. We found the dead body of Amar Singh Solanki in the Kuber vessel when we captured the Kuber vessel. That is the story. And they came. So when we went to the Pakistan, when we were asking Diki, you have arrested very petty workers. You have not arrested the master brain behind the whole criminal conspiracy. Their stock answer was, where is the evidence? India has not given any tangible evidence to us. India has not permitted us for a joint investigation. And how you can ask for evidence from us? I was rather amused. I told him that it's a very ridiculous, fantastic argument. Criminal conspiracy was hatched on your soil. You have to collect the evidence about the criminal conspiracy. Who were the person, how the criminal conspiracy was hatched. How can you expect from India? They said, no, Mr. Nikam, we are sorry. You have to give the evidence. We will arrest them. We have arrested 6 to 7 people. But those people are very small people. They don't know about the criminal conspiracy.
Hafiz Saeed is not arrested.
He was not arrested.
Lakvi?
Zakir Rahman Lakvi, army commander, he was not arrested. And the people who were sitting in the control room, which was set up in Karachi. See, this control room, there are 3, 4, 5 persons were sitting in the control room, and they were giving telephonic instructions to the attackers on the mobile phone. Okay, look, you talk, you have a dialogue with the government, you interact with this, police are coming. They were also watching. In Karachi control room, they installed 4 to 5 TVs and our all Indian Hindi channels were on. They were watching the news.
Live telecast.
Live telecast, exactly.
कि commandos अभी
So
आए.
the moment we heard we intercepted, our agency people have intercepted their conversation. We came to know that in the control room, live telecast they are hearing, and when our army chopper was coming on that near the Hotel Taj building and Nariman House building, they were giving instruction, army का helicopter आ रहा है, उससे जवान उतर रहा है, तुम इस तरह से position ले लो, वो इस side को है. So the moment we came to know, oh, they are watching and they are giving instruction like that, then we used to defer our television. We told our media people, look, you have to give now deferred pictures, not immediately live pictures, don't show it. And fortunately, our media people is also very responsible Indian media. They cooperated and our government also made certain measures. So they could not watch the live telecast thing. So this has happened in that case.
Only they or all of us?
All of us.
All of us were not seeing the live telecast?
No, deferred.
The 2008 footages that we were
Yes.
seeing
Yes.
were not the live telecast.
Not the live telecast. Later on, no, it was not a live telecast. It was a deferred telecast. Deferred 4, 5 hours, 3, 4 hours.
तो मतलब पहले का दिखा रहे थे.
Because similarly, terrorists were also watching, their handlers were watching in Karachi. So we came to know only from the intercept conversation. Then what had happened? They were asking us the evidence. We came back we reported to the government of India. Look, they are asking for the evidence. Then I was thinking how to establish the criminal conspiracy, how to link up. Pakistan was sending dossier, furnishers evidence, otherwise we are helpless. We are giving the Ajmal Amir Kasab's confession and other acts. They were saying, no, this is not evidence. When a criminal conspiracy was hatched on your soil, you have to investigate the matter. You have to collect the evidence. Whatever the evidence and whatever we have done, that was an overt act in pursuance of the criminal conspiracy. So we have given the evidence pertaining to the overt act committed by these 10 terrorists in pursuit of the criminal conspiracy. Then what had happened? I read the plea bargain agreement. Somewhere I read in the newspaper that David Headley, who had visited Mumbai earlier also, and he was apprehended by US authorities, FBI, and he admitted his guilt that he had visited Mumbai, and thereafter he confessed his guilt before the Chicago judge, and Chicago judge, on the condition and agreement between US government and David Headley, awarded him 35 years sentence. So the moment I read that news, I thought that I must read the whole plea bargain agreement. I have called for that plea bargain agreement, US authorities. It was then open in US court. And I found that it was agreed between the US government and David Headley that he will give evidence in India as well as in the Pakistan, but he will not be transferred either to any of the country. Then I floated this idea to the government of Maharashtra. Our police officers have some reservation about it because David Headley is also one of the accused. How can we take his evidence? That was their difficulty. And they said that Mr. Nikam, it will not be advisable to take his evidence as our witness. I told them, look, I am a very practical person. In any case, David Headley is not going to come back here. America is not going to transfer to us. Because there is a plea bargain agreement as per the law. We should use David Headley. Then I floated this idea to the Devendra Fadnavis. He was the chief minister. I told him, Devendraji, we have to use this man. We have to give the evidence. Devendraji told me, you tell us in what manner you want. Then I told them I had to take his evidence. What's the purpose? He will disclose, he will divulge many stories. And I know the practical funda. Set a thief to catch a thief. अगर चोरों को पकड़ना है तो चोर को ही भेजना पड़ता है. कांटा निकलना है कहीं भी. हम तो देहाती आदमी हैं. जब हमें कांटा लगता था कभी भी थॉर्न, तो हम कांटा से बड़ा कांटा निकाल के उसको निकालते थे. तो मतलब ये बड़ा चोर है, तो इस चोर से उन बड़े चोर तक हमको जाना है. Then they approved the idea. Then I went to US. I went to US Chicago court. I had a discussion with his lawyers. They were rather little bit hesitant. They're saying, how can you take the evidence and all these things. But if you won't give evidence, we'll ask the US government to revoke his plea bargain agreement. That is one of the conditions. And if that plea bargain agreement is revoked, he will be sentenced to gallows. That is the sentence. Ultimately, he agreed, and we took his evidence through video conferencing. US authorities were also present in Mumbai court, and he gave very sensitive revelation, disclosing the email correspondence between David Headley and Lashkar-e-Toiba. And 2-3 email correspondence I found that he had interacted through email with the ISI authorities also.
Pakistani
ISI authority. And he gave they were the army officials of Pakistan. He was having the mobile numbers and some of the email correspondence. Of course, that email correspondence was between David Headley and Lashkar-e-Toiba's commander. David Headley was asking through email, कि बड़ा चाचा का क्या होगा? I asked the David Headley, कि बड़ा चाचा कौन? तो बोले हाफिज सईद. तो लश्कर-ए-तोयबा रिप्लाइड, कुछ फिक्र मत करो, वो सिर्फ ढोंग कर रहे हैं हम उसको अरेस्ट करने का, पाकिस्तान गवर्नमेंट. उसको छोड़ने वाले हैं,
किसको?
हाफिज सईद को.
Okay.
Similar assurance was given about Chote Chacha. He also asked David Headley. This is documentary proof. I'm not telling this story from my own. We have the documentary evidence, but in the name of nicknames, Bada Chacha, Chota Chacha. And boy, ye Chota Chacha kaun hai? Then he said that is Lashkari commander. That is, Zakir Rahman Lakwi, operational commander. So, Lashkar-e-Toiba was telling David Headley, whatever being initially they were arrested by the Pakistani authority, that is only drama. So clear cut, this was the message, was being reflected from the email correspondence. So we sent evidence of David Headley to the Pakistani authority and they didn't reply till this time.
You went to Pakistan also thereafter,
Yes,
on an 8-day official trip.
No, not after.
No, after
Before
Kasab's
that.
hanging, correct?
After Kasab. Yes,
Yeah.
it was an official. It was an official.
To evaluate
delegation.
evidence. You went there to evaluate evidence, right?
No, that time we had no idea about this David Headley's plea bargaining.
Okay. Okay. So, sir, we have David Headley, right? Who is the mastermind along with Hafiz Saeed, and they carry out this entire process. When they are selecting candidates, these young boys who are then sent into terrorist camps, मैं जानना चाहती हूँ कि what is the criteria for selecting these boys? A. B. What kind of a terrorist training do they undergo?
It's my observation after reading Ajmal Amir Kasab's confession and the interrogation report of the police officers that they used to deploy young boys whose financial condition is very poor. They are uneducated and they were brainwashed on the ground on the religion. They were given the picture that in our country, this particular community is being targeted. In fact, Kasab was shocked when our police officer told him, look, India is such a big democratic country wherein no such religion is being hampered or religion being targeted. And he was shocked because he was told that how the people in any religion, even in Mumbai, how they are safely residing. But a wrong projection was given by, and they are brainwashed on the ground of the religion. And then later on, after selecting these young unemployed boys, uneducated boys, they were given the rigorous training of handling AK-46 rifle, how to bomb blast particular things, and so many things, rigorous physical training, like an army training they used to give.
Were they also paid money?
And this training was given by the army officials.
Pakistan Army officials?
Yes.
Pakistan Army officials give training to
Yes.
these potential terrorist boys?
Correct.
Oh.
Not in the real name, but in some fictitious name. But they were giving the orders and army. And this has been very clear now from the evidence of David Headley now. We have no doubt because this Major General, Brigadier, these Pakistani army officials' names and mobile number were given. And the David Headley had produced all these names.
He's actually said who these people were?
Yes. In the diary, he had noted all numbers. Because we have taken this all evidence from I had been to the Chicago, na? So we have taken all the evidence.
So in these training camps, it is said that there used to be a Major General of Pakistan who used to keep coming to these camps.
Yes.
Who was this individual?
Now I don't remember his name because Ajmal Amir Kasab only recognized him as a Major Saab. He was not knowing the name.
Yeah.
But he took the firing practice.
Okay.
In his Ajmal Kasab's confession, he has clearly divulged as to how the firing practice was taken. And they were given a particular target. And Ajmal Amir Kasab stood first in the firing test.
Okay.
So he awarded him. He had given rewards.
So, sir, when Pakistan says, why will we support terrorism? Why will we fund terrorism? जब हमारे खुद के देश में इतना terrorism है, there is, Tehreek-e-Taliban at Pakistan, which has taken millions of casualties. Why would they say this?
His Pakistan had said before David Headley's revelation came on the record. See, Thereafter, Pakistan has never said anything about this. Because Dr. Jaishankar was a foreign secretary. I had a personal talk to him. Ajit Dobalji, I said that Mr. Jaishankar is with me. Then Dr. Jaishankar, I told him, sir, this is the evidence of David Headley. Well, you send me the copy, send. We have sent a certified copy of the evidence of David Headley. He sent it to the Pakistan. Tell us now what is your reply on that. Pakistan kept mum.
Okay. So then, sir, there are 3 phases of training, is what I believe happens at these terrorist camps.
Yeah.
Can you please talk us through that?
Exactly. Now I don't remember the names of the 3, but they have been given different names. 3 different.
Yeah.
If you
So this is, I think, Dora-e-Sufa,
Yes, Dora.
Dora-e-Amma, and
Absolutely
Dora-e-Khasa.
correct. Absolutely
Yeah.
correct. This Kasab has described this type of training in his confession. But basically, first training was about the physical fitness, second training was about the intelligence, and third actually about the firing. So these are the 3 different stages of that training. And it was a rigorous training. Of about 1 month they were used to give the rigorous. But not only that, surprisingly I would say, this is I can understand about the training. But they were also taught what type of defenses they should take if they are apprehended by the police. When I opened the case, I told the judge, the moment I opened, sir, this is a case, this is a mammoth trial. Immediately Kasab got up. Kasab stood and Kasab said, Saab, he was not understanding that way. He can't speak in English very fluently. Saab, ये केस आप चला नहीं सकते मेरे खिलाफ. He told the judge. Judge said, why? साहब आपके कानून के मुताबिक आप नाबालिग के खिलाफ ट्रायल नहीं चला सकते. Means he wants to convey कि जज साहब, you can't try me because I am a juvenile person. And according to the Juvenile Justice Act, Indian Juvenile Justice Act, you cannot try me. Indirectly he wants to hint it that I am below 18 years old. So Indian law, he was knowing Indian law.
Yeah.
So these terrorists were given training not only about the physical training, not only about the firing training, but they were also trained what type of defenses they should raise in the court of law. But of course, we had no evidence about what is the exact age of the Qassam. Pakistan was firstly in denial mood, saying that basically Qassam helped from the Faridabad.
Yeah.
That Pakistan Dawn newspaper has, Dawn TV had that exposed that he is from Faridabad. So ultimately, then I told the judge, sir, if he is raising that he is below 18 years old, because according to the Indian law, any criminal whose age is below 18, he cannot be tried. But he will be tried by the juvenile court, that is a different court, and he cannot be sentenced life imprisonment for death penalty. So we have to firstly fix his age. What is his age? So kindly send it to the government medical college so that a doctor panel will be appointed and doctor will assess after taking his photographs, X-ray from the bones, because at a particular age this particular bone unites. So accordingly he was sent to the doctor panel and doctor had opined that he is about 21 years old, 21 to 23.
Okay.
So not below 28.
Had he been below 18, then
He would
what?
not have been sentenced then.
What would his fate be had he been under 18?
Yes, his fate would be only 1 month, 2 months, simple imprisonment. That's all.
And then back to Pakistan.
He would have gone back to Pakistan. So we have fixed the age. Even the Pakistan has not disputed. But in India, our country is any Tom, Dick, Harry is at liberty to raise any type of objection, any type of suspicion. But Pakistan has not disputed. Kasab was a minor at the time of it. No, they have not disputed.
Is there also a reason they take young boys? Taki agar to pakad bhi aaye, to the chances of them getting relieved are easier?
Yes, that may be the hidden agenda.
Sir, in the training, you said they're military kind of training. They're taught to salute. I think they also have a buddy system, right? They call it budiyas. Why is so much taken from the military?
Because army officials were trained. They were the trainer. This attack was continuously going on from 26, 27 and 28 afternoon. We neutralized all these attackers on 28. So till that time they were fighting. 10 terrorist people.
60 hours?
60 hours.
Yeah. Without food?
Without food, they were having some
Dry fruits, I
dry
think.
fruits and etc.
That's all. They were just living off of dry
Yes,
fruits for
yes.
60 hours.
This Lashkar-e-Toiba's only attack, their intention was not to fight, to kill and to murder. Because they have destroyed the GPS. We retrieved the data of the GPS from the FBI laboratory in US, and we found that they were the waypoints from Karachi to Mumbai and back.
Okay. So they were expecting ki we may survive.
We may, that is what a logical deduction is that. Otherwise, why would there have been the waypoint from Mumbai to Karachi and Karachi to Mumbai? Karachi to Mumbai, I can understand. What is the reason for Mumbai to Karachi back?
Were any of these preparing to suicide bomb?
Not suicide bomb.
Okay.
They were fighting.
Okay. So I'm talking about Taj now. You know, all the 4 terrorists who come to Taj, right? 2 have gone to Taj, then 2 later join and come to Taj. So we have 4 terrorists right now in Taj. They take room number 520 to
Yeah.
make their control station or their control board. Am I right?
No.
Where they are talking to Pakistanis. Ek room lete hai na?
They were not talking in for any control room as such. They had been to one place.
Yeah.
In fact, Taj Hotel, exact I don't remember now, but they have bomb blasted there, and the police immediately had vacated that place. I'm telling you one funny thing. They're keeping some guest in Hotel Taj as hostages.
Yes.
So they captured 3-4 guests and they locked in one room.
Yeah. 520.
So you have a laptop, and I'm just refreshing my memory.
please.
So
Yeah.
long back 2008.
Yeah.
What has happened? They were asking every guest, what you are doing, what you are doing, what you are doing, and they were informing the occupation of the guest to Karachi on mobile phone. So one of the guests told him कि मैं क्लर्क हूँ बोले. तो he informed to his handler कि साहब हमने एक बंदे को पकड़ा है, वो बंदा बोले क्लर्क है बोले. वहां से क्या आया देखो, हमने इंटरसेप्ट कॉन्वर्सेशन वी हैव प्रोड्यूस इन. वहां से ये आया, अरे गधे, कभी क्लर्क 5 स्टार में रुक सकता है क्या? उसको मार पीट. देन उसको मारा पीटा. Then he said that I am a chairman of one bank.
Corporate bank.
A corporate Ravindra Bank or something.
Yeah.
He's a Mr. Ramamurthy.
Yeah, correct. So just for the viewers, sir, K.R. Ramamurthy is the former corporate bank's chairman
Yes.
who was a guest in 520 and he's
Correct.
tied up. Now please
He
continue.
was tied up. Initially he was asked.
Yeah.
Then he said, मैं तो क्लार्क हूँ.
Why did he say that?
He was worried na, ki what they are going to do. And you see, he had his own idea and notions. I have examined this gentleman, Ramamurthy. I still remember as a bald fellow. And he was terror stricken. He said, Nikam saab mein kuch ho jayega. Are matla, don't worry, nothing will happen. I am here matla. Why do you worry? And I have taken his evidence. And this man, the attacker, immediately informed me, हमने एक क्लार्क को पकड़ा है. फिर वो मैंने बताया कि वो क्लार्क क्या है. उसको मारा पीटा. फिर देन राममूर्ति डिस्क्लोज हिज आइडेंटिटी. मैं राममूर्ति बैंक का चेयरमैन है. ऐसा है वैसा है. चल बैठ गुपचुप. सारे 5 बंदी बना दिए उन्होंने. और exactly what they wanted to do about these hostages, they wanted to have some negotiation with the government with these hostages. That is the, again, logical deduction of mine. But till that time, these hostages ran away from that place.
Yes.
Ran away from the backside, and our commandos have rescued them.
No, but I didn't understand. Why didn't they kill them? Because
They don't get time to kill them.
Okay.
By that time, our Navy SEAL and our army people, they were also throwing responsibility. They were opening the gates, the door. They were also keeping the time bombs, and the doors were crashed. And so in that moment, these 2 terrorists were killed. And these people were, by that time, these people, 4 or 5 people, immediately they were rescued from the back window.
They climbed down, na? We
Yes,
have those
climbed
footages
down,
of them.
climbed. Correct, you are right.
चादर बना के they were
हाँ
climbing
जी,
down,
जी.
yeah.
तो राममूर्ति का हमने एविडेंस लिया है. अच्छा, secondly, whatever the conversation which they were telling to their handlers, that was recorded by us. We produced all the CDs in the court of law.
What was the conversation?
The conversation is same. कि ये बैंक में क्लार्क है, he was the chairman, like that. तो इस प्रकार जो था वो सब conversation हमने intercept किया है मोबाइल का.
How does Kasab get caught, sir? And what are the series of events that happens after he gets caught?
Kasab, after having his police custody, he confessed immediately before the magistrate judge also how he has committed a crime and all these things. And see, when I have examined about 700 to 85 witnesses, more than 700. Right? Some of the witnesses' evidence, I have filed an affidavit in the court of law. And when I examined 166 witnesses, Kasab again stood up. And Kasab said that I am admitting my guilt. It was a big day. And then judge asked him, Ki, Kasab, are you really confessing your guilt? He said yes. Then judge asked him whether you were threatened by anyone. He said no. Whether anybody has promised you, assured you that you will be scot-free after giving confession. He said no. Then why do you want to confess your guilt now at this stage? Kasab said, sir, I want to disclose everything.
Why?
He said that I want to divulge everything because I want to tell the truth without assigning any reason why you want to confess. The judge asked me, Mr. Nikam, do you have any objection? I said, sir, I have no objection. If he is admitting his guilt, well and good. Okay, fine. The judge started recording his confession. और confession क्या दिया? साहब मैं बॉलीवुड का बहुत शौकीन हूँ. पिक्चर देखने का मुझे बहुत पसंद है. मुंबई का मुझे बहुत अट्रैक्शन था. इसलिए मैं मेरे दोस्त के साथ बंबई में आ गया. CST स्टेशन पे आ गए हम समंदर से. और जो भी गोलीबार, धुआंधार गोलीबार किया, वो मेरे साथी ने किया, अबू इस्माइल ने किया. मैंने किसी को मारा नहीं साहब. मेरे हाथ में थी बंदूक, लेकिन मैंने किसी को नहीं मारा. He did not deny that he was not having weapon because CCTV footages were there. He was knowing that. We have produced in the court of law. So then judge asked me after recording his confession, plea, guilt. Judge asked me simple question, Mr. Nikam. If you are accepting his confession, I will close the evidence and I will fix the matter for judgment for tomorrow. I was hearing his confession. I heard the entire confession. I told the judge, sir, no, I am not accepting. Just said, you are not accepting? But no. Okay, fine. That's your discretion. It's your choice. It's a choice of the prosecution. Just said, all right, tomorrow you keep the other evidence. Judge has immediately passed an order. The moment I came outside the court, this trial was conducted in Orchard Road jail. I am telling you this live. During those times, there were the OB vans were standing outside the Orchard Road. 17-18 OB vans तो खड़ी थी. और जैसा एक पोडियम लगा दिया था और जैसे हमेशा कोई बड़ा पॉलिटिकल लीडर स्पीच देता है, ऐसे बूम रखे थे. और जैसे मैं आया, मुझे पूछने लगे, Mr. Nikam, why you are not accepting his guilt? What is the reason? Do you want that government should spend huge money on this trial? Up till now, so much money has been spent on the Kasab. And if Kasab is admitting, you are objecting. अपने समझे क्या पूछ रहे लोग बोल रहे थे, ये बोल रहा है, वो बोल रहा है, वो बोल रहा है. हमने कहा कि Kasab has accepted his minimum role. Kasab has not disclosed the whole story. Had I accepted this part of his admission, I would not be in a position to ask more stricter punishment to him. Because law says that death penalty is to be given only to the person who has played a major role. What Kasab is admitting? मैंने मारा नहीं पुलिस ऑफिसर को, मेरे साथी ने मारा. तो this type of smart games also he played. पर वो उस्ताद है तो हम उसके उस्तादों के उस्ताद है. हमने तो बाद में ऐसा चला है, एक दिन तो मैं जरूर कहूंगा, राखी रक्षा बंधन मालूम है ना आपको? रक्षा बंधन मैं जलगांव का अप डाउन करता था, 2013 से बंबई में रह रहा हूं. तो जब मैं हाथ में राइट हैंड में एक राखी बांधी थी, Kasab used to call me as a बादशाह. हमेशा मैं, you see, this is not only with Kasab. I used to talk with almost all criminals.
Yeah. How come? How were they so free with you?
Of course, I gave that much confidence to him.
You applied some psychological tactics.
No. Okay. I'm not a psychologist. I'm a science student.
Okay.
But it's my practice. And I believe in this firm theory. You are a yoga master, so I must tell you also. See, normally, accused hates public prosecutor. Correct?
Yeah.
Because he is the person, public prosecutor, the person who is going to argue against him, who is going to ask the more stricter sentence punishment. And therefore, normally the criminal dislike public prosecutor. Because public prosecutor adduces evidence against the criminal. और जैसे एक मेरा मानना है कि लॉ गिव्स सेंटेंस इफ इट इज प्रूव्ड बाय वे ऑफ एविडेंस, बट क्या क्रिमिनल उससे सुधारता है? नहीं। क्रिमिनल कब सुधारता है, रिफॉर्म कब होता है? कि जब तक उसे पता नहीं चलता कि मेरे में भी कुछ अच्छी क्वालिटीज थी, लेकिन आई हैव सिलेक्टेड रॉन्ग पाथ एंड देयरफॉर लॉ इज पनिशिंग मी. So this sort of pinching, that is repentance, must come in his mind. तो कसाब के साथ तो हमेशा बातचीत करता था. तो कसाब ने कहा कि बादशाह ये क्या पहना आपने? हमने कहा कि रक्षाबंधन इसे कहते हैं. तुझे कहाँ मालूम होगी? तेरी बहन है क्या? नहीं. बोले है. तो अभी कहाँ बंधेगी रक्षाबंधन? तूने ऐसा घिनौनी काम किया कि तुझे कभी रक्षाबंधन का मौका ही नहीं मिलेगा. वो कुछ बोला नहीं. By that time, judge arrived at the office. Judge told me, judge asked me, yes, Mr. Nikam, what you're talking with him? And sir, I was interacting with him. He asked me the question of the Raksha, what is the importance of Rakhi, Bandhan. You understand, na? Rakhi.
जी.
So I explained him. The judge, the moment I was explaining the judge, I looked at Kasab. Kasab has lowered down his head. और कसाब ने अपने 2 वोट ऐसे उंगली पे फिराए. ये मोस्ट एक्टर है, बेटर स्मार्ट एक्टर. हमारे इंग्लिश चैनल को लड़कियों को लगा कि कसाब के आंखों में पानी आ गया. इमीडिएटली दे लेफ्ट द कोर्ट हॉल एंड दे गेव द ब्रेकिंग न्यूज. कसाब के आंखों में पानी. आज कसाब को बहन की याद आ गई. चैनल पैनल डिस्कशन शुरू हो गया कि देखो कसाब इतना कुकार आतंकवादी नहीं. उसको आज भी फीलिंग है, उसके आंखों में पानी है. चैनल पैनल मालूम है ना तुमको, पैनल सिस्टम, पैनल डिबेट होता है. आज भी उसके आंखों में पानी आ गया. इसका मतलब है कि जो असली गुनहगार वो तो नहीं पकड़े गए. ये शुरू हो गया. और आफ्टर 5:15 द मोमेंट आई वेंट आउटसाइड द कोर्ट, आई वाज टोल्ड बाय माय पीपल, look, this emotional atmosphere is being created by the media people. Don't worry. I went outside the court. हमारे लिए तो पोडियम मीडियम रखा था 20-25. हमें तो लगता था हम देश के प्राइम मिनिस्टर हैं. 20-25 स्पीकर खड़े थे. Everybody was, Mr. Nikam, don't you think that your people have not apprehended the real culprits? They are still roaming in Pakistan. This is the failure of the government. एक ने पूछा. दूसरा पूछ रहा था, क्या निकम साहब आप मानने को तैयार नहीं है कि कसाब तो उसको तो फंसाया गया है, रिलीजन के नाम पर आ गया है? क्या कसाब को भी आप असली गुनहगार मानते हैं? तीसरा कह रहा, अरे निकम साहब वो कसाब की कितना खर्चा हो रहा है सरकार का, ये ट्रायल कब खत्म हो रही है, तुम नहीं खत्म कर रहे. इस तरह के एलिगेशंस बीइंग स्टार्टेड. आई सेड, आज कसाब ने मटन बिरयानी की मांग की है. क्या कसाब ने मटन बिरयानी की मांग की है? यू हैव हर्ड दिस ना? क्या कसाब ने मटन बिरयानी की मांग की? ब्रेकिंग न्यूज, कसाब ने मटन बिरयानी की मांग की है चैनल में. उस टाइम तो आप बच्चे होंगे 2008 में. तो इमीडिएटली चैनल पर देखो कितना खुखा रहा था ना, इतने लोगों मारने के बाद भी मटन बिरयानी मांग रहा है. क्या आदमी है क्या शैतान है? इस तरह से चैनल पे मैंने इतना ही क्या मांग की है, ये नेता लोगों ने चलाया कि सरकार उसको मटन बिरयानी दे रही है. अब कभी भी सुनो. दूसरे दिन कोर्ट में ये सवाल खड़ा हुआ. कसाब के वकील ने पूछा कि साहब मेरा क्लाइंट अजमल कसाब तो मटन बिरयानी की बोला नहीं मुझे, और निकम साहब को कैसे बोला? साहब ने मुझे पूछा, क्या निकम व्हाट हैपेंड? मैंने कहा आप कसाब को पूछ लीजिए, साहब कसाब को मटन बिरयानी अच्छे लगते होंगे, बहुत दिन हो गए उसका, तो उसने मटन बिरयानी की मांगी क्या नहीं मांगी उसके पूछ लीजिए. तो कसाब को लगा कि सर ये मटन बिरयानी मुझे देने की बात चल रही है. ही मिसअंडरस्टूड इन दैट वे. जस्ट साहब ने पूछा कि क्या कसाब मटन बिरयानी मांग रहे हैं तू निकम साहब के पास? कसाब ने मुंडी नीचे कर दी. अभी सचमुच कसाब ने मटन बिरयानी की मांग की क्या नहीं की, हाँ. ये सिर्फ कसाब को और मुझे मालूम. कसाब ऊपर चला गया और हमारी संस्कृति जो जाता है उसके खिलाफ नहीं बोलती. तो इसके बारे में
मैं आपसे पूछने वाली थी, is this true or not?
Is it true whatever I said?
No, मटन बिरयानी मांग.
जाने के बाद कभी बोलते नहीं. हमारा कल्चर ये है.
Sir, how was Kasab's conduct in jail?
Very soft, polite, but he's a dramatic person. What had happened, one time he came and उसने एक पूड़ी बना के लाई थी और जज के सामने दी. And he told the judge, sir, मुझे पुलिस पॉइजन दे रही है बोले जेल में. He was knowing कि how the news to be flashed. अबाउट हिम. मैंने कहा ना, क्रिमिनल का मेन टारगेट क्या रहता है? पब्लिसिटी. द मोमेंट हमारे कोर्ट में तो 100 लोग तो रिपोर्टर मीडिया बैठे थे, हर इंडिया के चैनल, फॉरेन चैनल, इंडियन चैनल, सब प्रिंट मीडिया. तो उसने पूरी दे दी कोर्ट के सामने. जज साहब को कहा, साहब मुझे पॉइजन दे रहे हैं. जज साहब ने बोला, यस मिस्टर निकम. मैंने, सर सेंड इट फॉर एनालिसिस. इफ ही इज मेकिंग एलिगेशन, but I am strongly denying it, but let us have it through the logical end. You send it to the chemical laboratory and examine, analyze whether Kasab is telling lies or Kasab is telling truth. And if it's truth, then we'll take action against the concerned people. और कसाब कोई है पुलिस ऑफिसर, कोई आप बता सकते हैं? कसाब ने मुंडी नीचे घाल दी. नहीं बोला, तुमको डरता है. जज साहब बोले, तुमको डरता है. मतलब मेरे को क्या डरने का बात है?
वो आपसे डरता है,
ऐसा
बोला गया.
See, but I was knowing, he's a drama actor, best actor than your Bollywood and Hollywood also. कसाब के सामने इतने पुलिस कड़क रखे थे, ड्यूटी वाले इतने थे, वो थे. तो क्या किसी की मजाल है कि किसको कुछ दे? Every after 2 hours, 1 hour, the whole पहरा was changed. तो जज साहब ने लेबोरेटरी को भेज दिया कि एनालिसिस करके रिपोर्ट भेजो. 2 दिन में रिपोर्ट आ गया. रिपोर्ट में क्या होगा? राइस की पाउडर थी वो. और राइस कहां से मिला उसको? तो उसने कुछ राइस अपने चुबा देते थे, तब उसको रख दिया. राइस खाने के बाद उसने निकाला, उसका घसर करके उसकी पाउडर बनाई और पूरी मेहमान की कोर्ट के सामने. इतना बदमाश था, दिखने में एकदम इनोसेंट चेहरा, पर बहुत शातिर दिमाग का.
उस रूटीन कैसा था कसाब का इन द जेल, मॉर्निंग टू नाइट?
इन द जेल में क्या उठता था, सुबह उठता था तो अंदर लाइट के कंप्लीट सर्वेलेंस में था. उसको स्पेशल सेल, जहां मेरा ऑफिस था जेल में जी, उस ऑफिस के ऊपर ही उसको रखा था.
In that solitary confinement?
No, not solitary. Of course, it is a single room. Yeah. And with the police pahara. Okay. And the police were guarding his room. And outside the court, Indo-Tibetan police force, that is the central government, then SRP, and then local police people. And besides, so many other precautions were taken.
Okay. So morning till evening, what time did he wake up, sir, Kasab?
Kasab normally used to wake up at about 6:30 to 7 o'clock.
Was he forced to wake up or did he wake up naturally?
He on his own. Okay. On his own.
Okay. And then meals were like regular meals?
Regular meal. No non-veg, nothing.
So in all these years, from 8 to 12, he didn't have any non-vegetarian food?
8 to 12 means 8 to
2008
10.
to 2000?
Yes, no non-veg, no non.
Okay.
And this is the jail rules.
Okay.
He was given the strict milk and he was medically examined also.
Okay.
Because we are taking utmost precaution. Okay, because he was a live evidence for us against the Pakistani authorities.
Okay, so morning till night he used to be in the prison. When did he go out?
No, 9 to 10:30.
Okay.
And our court is Ortho Road jail itself.
Yeah.
So police were guarding him to the jail, Ortho Road jail. It's on the ground floor. It's a big hall. It's more than this hall. And he used to sit near the court's dais also.
Any idea what his last day was like, Kasab's last day? Did he accept his fate, that he was going to die, or did he think that he could have an escape?
What was dwelling in his mind is very difficult to predict. Initially, though he was a very confident and other thing, lastly he came to know he is not going to be saved. He might have thought that Pakistani authority will make some efforts for his release, but they also did not. Nobody was. Pakistan did not dispute about his arrest and about his trial.
Hypothetically, let's say Ujjwal Kasab was not caught. You think the Pandora's box जो निकला उसमें से वो कभी निकल पाता and he would have made trace links to David Headley and others?
No, not only that, but there were many rumors during those days that some insider filler was there. He had given the direction. See, we people, everybody at the liberty to talk any nonsense thing in our country. And therefore, the news was spread up during those days how this came without the assistance and without the aid of some local aid and all this thing. But all we have completely removed it because we had a concrete evidence, not only of Ujjwal Kasab's confession, but we have
David Headley.
David Headley is the one part, but before that, we have intercepted the conversation. We heard the entire things. We means our agency people, and I also heard because I wanted to produce it in the court of law. So, had he been not caught, then there were a long scope for any misunderstanding, misleading. The interested people have also spread up news in any way. But now there is a full stop to all these things. Now everybody is accepting. These 10 terrorists came from the foreign soil, especially from Pakistan. They had an intention to kill innocent people indiscriminately. That is the power of our judiciary.
Sir, I have one question regarding David Headley over here. When David Headley was coming to India, he was not just coming for surveillance, यानी कि सिर्फ pictures लेना या coordinate points बोलना, but he also wanted to establish relationship with big celebrities and politicians because I think he befriended Mahesh Bhatt's son, Rahul Bhatt, in one of the gyms. And even when they were driving down to South Bombay, उन्होंने कहा कि कुछ बड़ा होने वाला है, something big is going to happen. And then later, after the attack, he sends another email to Rahul Bhatt. So, can you tell us why, what was his intention and psychology behind doing this?
See, it seems I have taken the evidence of David Headley also, as well as the evidence of the concerned people to whom he met. No doubt, he had an idea to develop the relation with the prominent personalities of Mumbai city. And in his email, he has sent, I have developed this relation with this person, that person, and the other. How can we use these people? That was the sum and substance of the email text. And that Lashkar-e-Toiba operative who was in Pakistan is saying that, all right, we'll tell you in what manner we can use them. So, it's my logical deduction that he wanted to collect the information and he wanted to go to the influential people of the society so that he can pass that information to Lashkar-e-Toiba. That was his intention. Of course, that is my logical inference, and that is the reason as to why he was cultivating good relations with the top personalities of Mumbai city. I don't want to name those people unnecessary, but it has been reflected in the email correspondence which was exchanged between David Headley and the Lashkar operatives.
Now, sir, when this is coming back to the sea route, when they were traveling from Karachi to Bombay, United States gives India the exact coordinates of the Al Husseini ship. Is that true? Before the attack, why wasn't anything done?
No, before the attack, there was no specific information as such. India has idea that attack will, they are mounting some attack, but exactly when, in what manner, how the modus will be there, that nobody was knowing that.
But India knew कुछ होने वाला है.
कुछ गड़बड़ करने वाला है सी रूट से ऐसा लग रहा तो था. That was the information.
So the National Security Advisor M.K. Narayanan, this is a fact, intimates the then Indian Chief Admiral Surish Mehta and the Coast Guard, they were conducting the defense of Gujarat exercise off the western seaboard. After cautioning, why was nothing done about it? And knowing fully well, this is again one of the claims that RDX, which was used in the Mumbai blast, was used through that exact same route. Ideally, that area के अंदर अच्छा surveillance होना चाहिए था. There had to be some helicopters and all flying. वो चीज़ नहीं थी उस वक्त. 2006 में ये पाया गया है कि जो surveillance था around that region was reduced. Why did this happen, sir?
No, you are presuming that there was no surveillance as such. There was a surveillance. Let me tell you very clearly that earlier, according to my information, earlier also similar attack was tried to be launched, similar attack, but it was foisted by our people. So you can't say that no such measures were taken by our Navy people. Indeed, they were taken earlier also, but at some time it is the destiny, you may say. But you see, after the terror attack of 26 November, nobody has ever tried to attack Mumbai city or any other city near the port, any port of India. See, why? This is happening because we have now adopted many counterproductive measures also, and nobody will have any courage and daring to think over about this. See, India is not a banana country. Now we have the strong also, the apparatus, instruments and other things also, the manpower. See, how we have intercepted the mobile number, tell me. See, that is the reason that we have such a technique. We have in advance intimation also that we can track the mobile phones also, we can intercept also. One of the example I will tell you. See, in criminal trial, the first stage of the opening of the case, we call this as the opening of the case. To your viewers, I would like to make it very clear. Opening of the case means the public prosecutor has to describe the case to the judge.
Okay.
And also divulge in what manner he is going to prove the charge against the accused person and what type of evidence he is having. This is called a opening of the case by the prosecution. So, when the court was jam-packed, Mumbai Orthod Road, because in Orthod Road, we have decided to hold the trial openly. Entire world should come to know that how Indian judiciary is transparent, number one. Number two, how we are giving a equal opportunity even to the foreign criminal.
Correct.
Look, India is such a big democratic country wherein our law gives an equal power, equal authority to everyone. That is the beauty of our constitution.
Even after they've killed so many.
Yes. But only thing is that now in Pakistan, the trial, the so-called trial Pakistan is going on, it is in camera. Nobody knows. We don't know.
Trial of?
Trial of the 6 to 7% who are being apprehended by the Pakistani authorities.
These small people.
Small people,
Yeah.
we don't know what is going on. They were apprehended in 2008, 2009. Still, nobody knows about the trial. Nobody is questioning, nobody is asking what you have done. In America, what has happened? 9/11 attack. How the trial had
Correct.
progressed, nobody knows.
Yeah.
But in India, see, 2 lawyers were appointed by the court for the defense of Ujjwal Amir Kasab. 2 lawyers at the cost of the public exchequer, wherein only myself was representing the state. Only I was prosecuting Ujjwal Amir Kasab. Look how our judiciary is beautiful.
Absolutely.
And we permitted all the media people
In the court.
in the court to attend, to see what type of proceeding going on, whether we are giving due opportunity, whether we are doing any partiality. So everybody will have a right to comment if we unfairly tried. You see, the beauty of our judiciary is that even after execution of Kasab, not a single country throughout the world, including Pakistan, has raised doubt about the judgment, has raised any doubt that trial has not been properly conducted. Nobody has questioned that prosecution of Indian government has caused injustice to the Ajmal Kabir. Nobody has raised it. But unfortunately, what I noticed in Mumbai during this Lok Sabha election, they started abusing, making very wrong allegation that one RSS inspector had killed Karkare and Kamte
Oh my God.
and not Ajmal Amir Kasab and all. So, politics is a different issue. This is a different. I'm telling you, the whole world has accepted that Ajmal Amir Kasab was given due justice. He was given a proper opportunity to represent his case. So, don't be under wrong impression that India is an ordinary country. India is a big country. Now, therefore, that is the reason as to why Russia and Ukraine are also listening India. And the US authorities also give the due weightage to us. Even after election of the Donald Trump, he also praised India. So, that is the power of the Indian democracy, I'm telling you.
Okay. We finally have, sir, while the conversation was going on, there were certain IP addresses that were found, which were trailing back to Pakistan, of course, but there was Russia also, there was Kuwait, and there was the United States. Whom were they speaking to in these other countries?
No, they were not speaking with any other country.
Okay.
That is wrong information, no doubt. All these calls were originated from US. The moment we started intercepting their conversation, then we found that the calls were coming to these terrorists from dial code 001, and 001 is a US code. So we immediately contacted US authority, and they told us, ABA people, that 001, these calls are not originating from US itself, but they are from VoIP. voice over internet protocol. And the VoIP center is open in Karachi. So they're talking from Karachi, but their numbers were coming from 00. So this Lashkar-e-Toiba was that way very smart.
Yeah.
But we are more smart than them. And with the help of the US authority, we found that this is. So we have examined the VoIP man also. The person who had opened that facility, that is an American national, we have examined in the court of law. I have examined the FBI agent in the court of law. So you see, if you will see, the Hotel Oberoi is a private, Hotel Taj is private, Kama Hospital is again the corporation, and Nariman House is a private, CST is not that a government organization, but waging war as defined in our Indian Penal Code, that if any person wages war against the government of India, wages war means युद्ध करने का है, तो यहाँ का युद्ध का सवाल था, यहाँ तो दो अटैकर आ गए, होटल ताज को चुना, इसको, क्या इसको वेजिंग ऑफ वॉर कह सकते थे? हाँ, हमने ये साबित कर दिया कि हाउ इट अमाउंट्स टू वेजिंग वॉर अगेंस्ट गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया, और किस आधार पे साबित किया? ये जो इनका कॉन्वर्सेशन कर रहे थे ना, उसके आधार पे. एंड फॉर दैट पर्पस वी प्रोड्यूस द एविडेंस ऑफ that series of the conversation, and the series has played a very vital role in the court of law to convince the judge. Supreme Court has also accepted. See, British people had laid down that particular waging war against the government of India in the Indian Penal Code during British time, but we have convinced in the modern times, now they attack Mumbai city just to terrorize not only the Mumbaikar, but to terrorize the foreign people also. So they should not come. India is not a safe country.
And not invest in India.
Not invest.
Okay. What kind of negotiations did they want from the government of India, sir, when they wanted to keep these hostages in the form of powerful
They
people?
had not made any contact with the Indian people,
Yeah.
authorities said. They were interacting media people. You see, I have seen while conducting not only terrorist cases, I conducted many number of terrorist cases, not only about this Kasab and even the Gateway of India, Zaveri Bazaar, 93 bomb blast. The main intention of these criminals is to publicity, have the wide publicity, and that too free of cost. And I may say, media is one of the, you see, the scope.
Sutradhar.
हाँ, सूत्रधार रहता है
हाँ.
कि वहाँ they can easily go, because मीडिया को लगता है खमंग न्यूज़ चाहिए, तो खमंग न्यूज़ के लिए तो उनके लिए तो आधा हो जाता है. आजकल हम सुन रहे हैं ना, इस गैंग ने मारा हुआ, इस गैंग का काम है, तो इस गैंग वाले खुश होते हैं कि अपने गैंग का पब्लिसिटी हो रही है.
So, sir, are they like psychopaths, sociopaths? What is the kind of psychology of these terrorists?
See, psychology of these people means mainly uneducated होने के कारण their religious feelings being aroused, their sentiments were touched to that extent कि look कि how your community is being targeted.
Okay. Sir, you think Pakistan is taking efforts to curb terrorism? Because apparently it has...
See, Pakistan is ruled by the army people. So at some times, for their own benefits, they open all this type of wars with India, just to cool down and calm down their people. But nowadays, they don't have courage also, because some time back, our government has also taken very strict steps, you know that, against the people, against the terrorists, and even by attacking the terrorist camp on their soil, we have shown that India can do. And India...
You're talking about Balakot?
Yes, Balakot incident. And India will not tolerate any such nonsense. And the US authority, and again look, not a single foreign country has raised any voice in favor of Pakistan, that this is an encroachment or this is an attack on the Pakistan. Nobody has. Even the Pakistan did not accept that.
How was US's conduct when you wanted to, take David Headley's testimony? Did you face challenges or were they open?
No, they were open.
Okay.
They were open.
Okay.
And we told them, do we want to take his evidence?
Okay.
And they had permitted us. Because that was in a plea bargain agreement. And that was one of the conditions that we invited their attention to that place.
Okay. So yesterday I was watching Hina Rabbani Khar, the ex-foreign minister of Pakistan, one of her interviews, and she said, you guys are talking about terrorism, that we are, perpetrating terrorism. What about y'all? Kulbhushan Jadhav is in our jail, and he has been, out of his own confession, he's acknowledged that he has been sent by your raw agency to incite terrorism in Balochistan, between Pakistan and Balochistan. What about that?
That is absurd. Because Kulbhushan was summarily tried by army court. Let me tell you very frankly. He was denied the legal assistance. In fact, it was the International Court of Justice has said, you give the consular access. Then consular access was given at the appeal stage. And that condition was what? You should engage only Pakistan lawyer. Whereas in Kasab matter, we asked the Pakistani High Commission to give him the legal assistance to provide. Whereas they did provide? No. So you can't make any comparison. And what the Pakistani minister said is absolutely absurd. It is wrong.
Lastly, sir, what challenges do we have when it comes to combating terrorism in India? Also, I think on the positive note, terrorism has come down substantially. Whom do you credit this substantial decrease in terrorism?
Yes, our Prime Minister, Narendra Ji Modi, and Amit Ji Shah, because they have taken this issue very seriously. Whosoever will try to disrupt our sovereignty of our country, he will not be spared at any cost.
Do you think we have terrorist outfits in India?
No, we don't have the terrorist outfit. Some people are trying to arouse the certain community on the religion and ground, but we are trying to tell them what is the real position. And I have no hesitation to say that India has coming with a different color now on the world map. This is the importance. India is such country wherein India can stop the war between the two countries. That has happened for some time. So US is equally giving respect to Indian authorities and Indian politicians. This is a substantial changes that we have seen.
Thank you so much,
Thank
sir.
you.
And I really appreciate.
Thank you very much.
And we hope for another part 2 of this conversation. There's so much to talk about, I know. Not a good thing to say between the viewers, but I'm always looking forward, of course,
Thank you.
whenever
No
you're
problem.
available.
No problem,
I really
Shloka.
appreciate you giving us so much time, and it was a fantastic
Thank
conversation.
you. Thank you. Very kind of you, Shlloka. Thank you.
In case you'd like to be a part of our online and in-person yoga, diet and spiritual programs, you can join our WhatsApp group below, where we post all our upcoming programs and give free tips on health, diet and lifestyle.